What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. Guys, today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile for August 2019. Oh, guys, we got a good one today. I'm doing my favorite monster in this game of all time, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I've been playing a deck with the Blue Eyes White Dragon since the beginning of this game's release here in North America. First starter deck was the Kaiba starter deck. Why? Because it had the Blue Eyes in it, and since then I've always had a deck with Blue Eyes White Dragon ready to go. Even if it was casual or competitive, doesn't matter. I always love playing this card in a deck. Alright? Now, in recent years, the Blue Eyes White Dragon has gotten so much legacy support, it's just crazy, and the deck has evolved into a goddamn beast. Alright? It can pump out some seriously sick boards, put some damage on the board, and really be able to beat over your opponent. Alright? If you don't believe me, we're going to get right into it and you're going to see why. Alright? First and foremost, I've run 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. You gotta run 3 in a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I think this should be a rule in the rule book. If you're running a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, you have to run 3. No more, no less. Period. Alright? Kaiba ran 3, you gotta run 3. It's the backbone of the deck. 3,000 attack points. Level 8 for level 9 synchros or rank 8 plays, or just going into a link play as well. So amazing. So great. Can't get better. Alright? 2 copies of Chaos Dragon living here. Alright? The newest Chaos Dragon in the game. You have to banish 3 monsters, but depending on their attributes, depends on what effects you're going to get. So if you banish 3 light attribute monsters, you're going to be able to special summon a dragon type monster from your graveyard back to the field, which is just huge. Being able to extend your board, awesome. You banish 3 dark attribute monsters, you get to target a card on the field, spin it back to the deck. And if you do a mix of light and dark, whether it be 2 lights, 1 dark, or 2 darks, 1 light, you're going to be popping up to 2 cards on the field, which is actually pretty damn awesome. Alright, with 3,000 attack points, and at level 8, it just fits in and synergizes so well with the rest of the deck. Alright. Now, one card I love playing over anything else is I love playing 3 copies of Dragon Spirit of the Light. Oh my god, this card is so awesome. Whenever this card is summoned to the field, you target a spell or trap card on your opponent's field, and you just banish it. So great at getting rid of problematic cards that are on the field, and this helps you break down boards. Alright? Dragon Spirit counts as a normal monster while in the hand or in the graveyard, which is supported with certain cards that are in my deck. And not only that, it has a quick effect. If your opponent has another monster on the field, you can tribute it and special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon back onto the field for that extra battle damage and to clear that monster off. Alright, so level 8s. Getting into the level 1s. 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Oh man, normal summon this guy, he searches out any other light attribute tuner monster from your deck to your hand, which is actually very awesome. And then this guy has a hand trap effect where you could actually turn around, discard him from the hand, target one of your cards on your field, send that card to the field, and then you're allowed to summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your field, which is actually pretty damn sweet. That special summon for the deck effect doesn't come up often, but when it does, it's huge. Alright. 3 copies of White Stone of Legend. Oh my god, I love this card so much. Whenever this card is sent to the graveyard, during an end phase, you get the special summon a Blue Eyes monster right from your deck to the field, which is awesome. So with Dragon Spirit of White coming out, you're going to be banishing something off your opponent's field if they had this stuff. And while White Stone of Ages is in the graveyard, you can banish it and then add a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard back to your hand, so you get a lot of resources with recursion with this card. Alright, 1 copy of the White Stone of Legend. Whenever this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to search your deck for a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is pretty awesome. And it's just an extra level 4 monster, level 1 light tuner monster for you to search out with Sage. Alright, next card, very important card in a lot of Dragon decks nowadays. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Can be special summoned from your hand by banishing a Dragon type monster from your field. And then, while it's in the field, you can special summon other Dragon type monsters from your hand or the graveyard, which is actually pretty awesome. Typically, you're not going to be using its summoning effect. You'll be getting out with other effects, but this card is very big with being able to extend boards, and that's why it's in here. Alright, and just another Dark Attribute Dragon body here to help extend. You have Destrudo. Destrudo's pretty awesome. While this card's in your hand in the graveyard, you actually pay half your life points, target a level 4 or lower Dragon type monster, special summon this card to the field, and then it reduces its level by the monster you target it. And then from there you can synchro summon, or you can just use the body to link off. Alright, now the king of extenders in this deck is Omni Dragon Brotor. I've tested this out with 2. To be very honest, 2 was nice, but 1 is a little bit better because you want to... There's a lot of different ways to actually get it out of the deck or out of the graveyard repeatedly. So, 1 is all you need. When one of your monsters are destroyed by battle or card effect, you can actually special summon this guy to the field, but he's banished when he leaves the field. I know it sucks, but that's why we have all the other ways to get him out. And not only that, but while he's on the field, you can target itself or another monster on the field, and then you're allowed to search for a dragon type monster with the same attribute. So you could target itself, search out Black Collapsed Serpent, or you could target one of the Blue Eyes or the White Stones of Legends and search out White Dragon, Wyvern Buster. And even though these guys were recently put to 1 on the last TCG ban list, they still put in the work. I mean, they were hard once per turns before they were limited, so you really couldn't turn around and use them more than once per turn, but still, they get the job done by extending your boards. Alright, so being able to go into them a little bit more easily using Brotor, very important. Alright. Next off, the spells. This deck loves sending stuff to the graveyard and getting stuff out of the graveyard, so you're going to want to have 3 copies of Dragon Ravine and 1 copy of Terraforming. Alright, Dragon Ravine allows you to pitch a card from your hand to send a Dragon type monster from your graveyard, from your deck to the graveyard, which is actually very important. Typically, you could be sending a monster from your hand just to load up your graveyard to do a lot of different shenanigans. Alright, Terraforming is essentially a 4th Dragon Ravine, so allowing you to get to these cards. And the other card you want to see in your opening hand, you either want to see Dragon Ravine or you want to see one of the 3 copies of Dragon Shrine. Basically, you want to be getting cards from your deck to your graveyard as fast as possible so you can get them out of the graveyard and onto the field. This deck has plenty of extenders that can special summon from the graveyard, so it's very important to open up with one of those cards. One of these cards. You open up with one of these cards and some extenders that can special summon from the graveyard, you're set. And this deck can go off. Alright. Speaking of the extenders, you got Monster Reborn. Pretty self-explanatory. Get a monster from either graveyard back onto the field. 1 for 1. Get any of the level 1, specifically Brotor in this particular situation, onto the field. Alright. Run 8 level 8, so you gotta run 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lord. Allow you to special summon your level 8s back onto the field. And while this card's in the graveyard and your opponent might destroy your monsters by battle or card effect, you can just banish this card instead and protect all your dragons, which is just awesome. That extra layer of protection does help out a lot. Alright, and I like running 2 copies of Silver Cries. Primary reason is that you do have 6 vanilla monsters in this deck. Dragon Spirit of the White does count as a vanilla monster while in hand or in the graveyard, so just being able to special summon Dragon Spirit of the White and banish off an opponent's spell card or trap card off your opponent's field, just huge. Alright, again with the level 8, trade-in has to be necessary. Pitch to level 8, draw 2 cards, get you deeper into your deck. Alright, and last but not least, the last extender you want to see in your deck, World Legacy Guard Dragon, allows you to summon out your level 4 or lower Dragon type monsters from your graveyard back onto the field, which is actually pretty good for extending. And not only that, but if you need to be able to move your monsters, or specifically your Dragon Link monsters, around, this card has an effect that allows you to do that. Alright, that's the main deck. Going into the extra deck, you got typical Blue Eye shenanigans. 1 copy of the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon and 1 copy of the Azure Eyes. Alright, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is actually pretty handy, especially with the way the meta is starting to shape up. This can slow down Pendulum decks by preventing them from being able to summon out multiple monsters at once, which is actually pretty huge. You can shut down graveyard effects from Dark Contributing monsters, also very huge when you think about the Thunder Dragons and Orcus monsters that are out there. Okay, and it can tribute itself out to summon out another light attribute dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck to the field. Azure Eyes just happens to be one of them. When it hits the field, all dragon type monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is awesome. And not only that, but during your next standby phase, you're going to get a normal type dragon monster from your graveyard back onto the field, which is just huge. Helps you get the extra body onto the field so you can do so much more during your turn. Alright. So one of the other light tribute monsters you summon is going to be Stardust Spark Dragon. Oh man, Sparky is pretty awesome. Level 8, so you can use rank 8 plays, but typically you're going to use one of your extenders to get one of the level 1 light tuners onto the field with them. So you can synchro into Cloud Castle. And the primary reason why you want Cloud Castle is because when Cloud Castle hits the field, you can special summon out Spirit, and then you can actually then overlay into True King of all calamities, and just shut down monster effects for a particular attribute of monster for a turn, which is actually pretty damn freaking devastating. Alright. One other dragon type monster that I love keeping it in this extra deck is going to be Crystal Wing. I love this card over the Heart Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. I think that's the one where basically it can actually negate your opponent's monster effects, but then it gains the attack points of that monster. The Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss doesn't do that, which is kind of sad. And not only that, but this guy can crash into a monster that's level 5 or higher and take that monster's attack, add it to own, and basically your opponent's going to be losing that monster and 3,000 life points at the same time. So, very awesome card. Saved me in quite a few duels in the past. That's why I'm never going to keep it out of this deck. One other rank 8 that I like to run in this card is number 38, Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy Dragon. Oh man, this card is so awesome. Can negate the activation of spell cards, and then the negated spell card is added to itself as a overlay unit, which is cool. You can attach an overlay unit and redirect attacks to itself, which is great because then it allows you to protect some of your weaker monsters. Alright. For the links, we have Link Rainbow, a lot of level 1s in this deck, so it's easy to go into. Tribute itself off, bomb out one of your opponent's attacks, monster's attack, which is to 0, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, and if you guys probably thought of it, yep, I'm actually running the Guard Dragon package, LP, Pisty, and Agarpain, or Agarpain, no, it's Agarpain, or Agarpain or something like that. Keep put your understanding, I don't know why. LP special summons from the hand or from the deck. Typically it'd be special summon from the deck. Pisty special summons from the graveyard or banish zone, and Agarpain or Agarpain special summons a dragon type monster from the extra deck without having to utilize a particular summoning mechanic. Alright, all these monsters you have to turn on and have at least 2 of them on the field, or at least one other dragon type monster on the field to really make use of it, because you can only special summon dragon type monsters to the zones that 2 dragon link monsters are pouring into. So it's kind of important with that. Alright. One card you typically end on is the Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Basically, you contribute a dragon type monster from the field of your hand and basically spin a card off your opponent's field, which is actually pretty good. And if it's itself distributed, you get to search your deck for a dragon type monster, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, and then on to the Link Force. Oh, this one is actually pretty awesome. Been using it in a lot of different decks, and it just proves it's worth it. Oh, Darkness Metal, the Dragon of Dark Steel. Oh my god. Link 4, but it's so awesome. While this card's on the field, you can special summon a dragon type monster from a graveyard, or actually a monster from your graveyard, or your banish zone to a zone that points to, and then from there you can extend into other things, whether it be rank 8 plays or synchro plays. I mean, I've done both. I've gone into other links. I mean, it just opens up the door so well. Well, you can't go into other links when you summon it, so, but you can go into the rank 8s and synchros. So typically that's what I usually do, and it just helps out so much. And then, of course, no Guard Dragon engine is complete without at least 2 copies of Cerberus Goldred. Getting 4 names on the field is just super easy with this deck, allowing you to draw 4, and then fix your hand, put back 3 that you don't need, and be able to continue to extend. Its special summon ability is also very useful, just to be able to extend even further. Alright, guys. Guys, that is it for my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck for August 2019. Guys, as always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe. Enable notifications, including the YouTube notifications, so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box below. Find an invite link to my Discord server. Join a conversation. We would love to have you. Follow me on Twitter, BySenatorX79. And guys, until next time, as always, peace.